Welcome, my name is Lenny. I am a Dutch Javanese vocalist and performer living in Singapore. I wanted to go live today because something really exciting happened for me the last week. So most of you probably know that I had a hemorrhage, a brain hemorrhage, beroerte, on 2 December 2018. And my neurologist here in Singapore told me that it would take me a long time for me to regain my speaking abilities. And he told me to actually give up singing because I've been a performer for more than 20 years and it's what I've been doing for so long. It's what I love. I love performing on stage. I love to sing. I love doing theater work. So my neurologist told me basically I probably should give up singing. And that was the saddest news that I got. I mean, I had the brain hemorrhage, but I could understand what he was saying. And I actually started believing him because I noticed how slowly I was speaking, and the way I was speaking a year ago, it didn't give me much hope. And so I started to take over his beliefs. And luckily, along the way, I had some amazing friends who told me, Lenny, you have been a coach, a mental coach for more than 20 years. You know better than taking over your neurologist's beliefs. But I was thinking, no, you know what, he's the expert, so why shouldn't I believe him? But in my heart, I knew that I really wanted to be back on stage again, but I just lost hope for some reason. So these friends fought really hard to bring in some other thoughts, the positive thoughts in my head. What happens after brain hemorrhage is your fears are getting bigger. Sometimes you just don't have the ability anymore to determine what's real and what's not. Everything seems so real and everything seems 100 times bigger. So I had to fight really hard mentally to get back. So finally I started my rehab process, and that didn't go very well because I couldn't give up working. After I got the hemorrhage, I started working again as an online business coach. And that was, one hand, it was the biggest mistake that I could do for my recovery. And on the other hand, I got so much from it because I was able to work with amazing people. And it gave me a lot. Nonetheless, after 6 months or so, after my brain damage, my body started telling me, this is the time you need to stop working. So I stopped. I stopped because I wasn't able to respond well to people anymore. And I started working with an amazing rehab team here in Singapore and with my physician, and we did everything we could for the past 3 months to keep me really low key. I stopped working fully, and I had no idea what to do with my life because I've always been a busy bee. And for somebody who's extremely busy all the time, not doing anything is just a nightmare. And so I didn't know what to do. My husband was thriving with his career. My friends were thriving with their careers. And I saw my future going down the drain. I didn't know if I was going to get back to work ever. And I had this dream of getting back on stage, or at least sing, and not to become famous or anything, but I just wanted to sing again because I know when I start singing, I feel happy. But I still had these beliefs of my neurologist in my head saying, you got to give up that dream because it's never going to happen for you anymore. And so last week I was offered an amazing opportunity by a One Gem Productions here in Singapore. And they saw a video of me and they asked me, please come to the open mic night. And I was given the opportunity to go to open mic nights a lot this year, but I was so scared. I didn't have the courage. And then my amazing friends in Holland, they said, please, Lenny, go, just see it as a discovery journey. And so that's what I did. I went to my first open mic night last week with my husband, who was there to support me. I recorded the video. And I was so scared to get on stage because I had to prepare like a repertoire. And I just chose the songs that I was really familiar with. And luckily there weren't many people, but enough people for me to really, work out and get acquainted with the stage again. So I climbed on the stage and I saw these people looking at me. And the nerves were getting into my body, and I wasn't even sure that, any sane sound would come out of my mouth. Before that, I had some vocal lessons here in Singapore, and my vocal teacher here was saying, I had a big range and I was really having a big potential, but still didn't believe her. I still didn't even believe my friends who said, go back on stage, you belong there. So how to sabotage yourself is like stop believing in yourself. So I got on stage at the open mic night and I sang my first song, which was I Know Where I've Been from Hairspray, the musical. One of my favorite songs. And the words are so powerful. I like to sing songs that have a meaning, right? With all due respect to all musicians in the world, I'm not the kind of person who sings songs that have no message. So I sang this song and I heard the people screaming and they were really rooting for me. And I felt happy again. And I was like, yeah, I got it. I still got it. I can still sing. Oh my God. I was so excited. And that evening was so important to me because that was the first time after the hemorrhage that I actually went on stage publicly. I felt extremely vulnerable. But once I did it, after that I thought, hey, I did it once, I can do it again. But I told myself, so I did this once, I'm gonna do this open mic night again, but maybe next month or so. Then this amazing guy from One Gem Productions, he was so enthusiastic. So he said to me, Lenny, your voice is amazing. You have to come more often. I said, no, I'm still in rehab and I can't do that more often. Truth of the matter was, I was actually so scared to say yes for the second time. So he asked me to come for the next open mic night, which was this week. And I was excited because now I had to think about more songs, because the first time I got like 15 minutes and now he was like doubling my performance time. And I had so much fun in preparing the songs, and it really connected me with what I love doing again. And at the same time, I was still nervous because I wasn't choosing the most easiest songs for this round. So I chose Skunk Nancy, Brazen, which has a very powerful message as well. I chose a few pop rock and a little bit of soul songs. That's the songs that I really like doing. And I got there last Monday and it was just amazing. These amazing women from Singapore came to see me. I didn't even know they were gonna come and root for me. So I was so grateful when I saw some familiar faces, and these are women that I met on Facebook here in Singapore. And all of a sudden they were there in the audience. And some women I haven't, I didn't even meet yet. So, and looking at their faces, seeing how happy they were when I was singing, that really reminded me of, oh yeah, this is why I wanted to sing, because I want to make people happy. And so I got amazing feedback and I felt my confidence growing the second time on stage. And I believe that this was really a crucial moment for me. As a performer, you're always thinking about the notes, the pitches. Is this clear enough? No, this is a false note. Oh my God, I'm fat. Seriously, I was thinking all these thoughts. There's a skinny girl in the crowd and she looks gorgeous, and here I am with my fat body. Who's gonna look at me? So all these thoughts in my head while I was singing, and I'm like, oh no, you know what? I can't be thinking when I'm singing. I just have to sing from the heart. And whether people will like my appearance or not, whether they like my voice or not, I have to let all that go. And that was a perfect practice for me. A practice in regaining my confidence and reigniting my love for music. So yeah, I came to a point in my second song that I stopped caring about what the audience was thinking. Not that I don't care about what people think, but it's fine what people think about my performance, but it's about me being on that stage and just being so in sync with the music. And I always believe that when you're performing, and there's an audience there, it's energy. So you're exchanging energy, and the energy was so good, and I wanted more. And so after that second time that I got on stage this week, I knew that I haven't lost any of my singing skills, and that made me so happy. Looking back at the videos, yes, I have a lot of work to do technically, but that's just from a professional perspective, right? I mean, I can always criticize myself, and that will never stop, but I am just focusing on the happiness that I was feeling when I was on that stage, whether I sang notes really well or whether I just completely missed the notes. So what am I going to do from now on? Well, I have been being really low key for the past months, and I was slowly coming back, and then all of a sudden yesterday my legs fell out. I was walking here in my house, I was feeling okay, and all of a sudden my legs stopped moving, and I collapsed on the floor. And I felt my head getting blur again, and I'm thinking, no, please, not another stroke. I got frightened instantly, thinking about my son. I really thought I was gonna die. I was thinking when I was lying on the ground, I was like, okay, so this is it. This is my life. And I was so scared. And then all of a sudden, this immense power came over me, and it said, get up. And it was like, what do you mean get up? I'm lying on the floor. I can't move my leg, you know. And I just crawled to the couch, and my son was watching television in another room, and I didn't want to scare him. So I was on the couch. I called my husband. He came home, and my new puppy actually felt something was going on, and he's 3 months old. And so he came with me, and he really guarded me. He guided me. So he put his paw on my head. And so we went to the doctor, and this morning I made an MRI scan. So a lot of people are saying, you're still doing too much. Believe me, the past 3 months I haven't been doing shit. I've been lying on the couch binging on Netflix series, and coming from being really busy with work and then doing absolutely nothing. And I was so fed up with it. I'm not the kind of girl who just sits on the couch every day, and all day, but the last 3 months I just had to, and I was more than willing to. And I was so angry because I was thinking, no, last week I just started my first time of singing again. Why am I getting this right now? Can't you just at least give me like a whole month of no medical shit? And then I thought, okay, well, this is what is given to me this week. It doesn't mean it has to stay that way, because next week I'm going to get the results. Whether I'm going to drop dead next week or not, I don't really care. I mean, I care for my family. But you know what? If I don't try my best, if I don't give it my all to have been back on the stage, whether it's just for 5 people or 1 person or a whole crowd, it doesn't really matter. I was able to rediscover my own voice again, and I think that is the biggest victory ever. 5 years ago, I wrote a Dutch song called Kijk naar mij. It's called Look at Me. And it was written to support children who have been going through child abuse in any form, who are still going through some form of child abuse. And I hope that it's written in Dutch, but I hope that the children who understand Dutch feel supported by this song. So that was my hope for 5 years ago. And so last week was a week of miracles, because I found that song on my computer again. And I was like, oh, I totally forgot that I had once written that song. And back then I wanted to become famous with it and all that stuff. And now I was just thinking, no, I don't want to be famous. I just want to get my work out there, because it never had a chance to be released. I don't want to be with a record company. I just want my work to get out there. So I shared my Dutch song on my new Facebook page, on my personal account. And I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect any responses, or I wasn't really waiting for approval. I just wanted to share it. And then the amazing things just happened. It got shared in New Zealand, in Australia, in the USA, in Holland, in Europe. It has been viewed like more than 500 times by people who don't even speak Dutch, by the way. And, as a performer, I was thinking, I was singing really off in that song. And then I was thinking, no, stop thinking about that. This is work, right? This is just my life work. And so I was so extremely proud that it was received really, really well, and that people were touched by either the lyrics or by my voice or by the whole song, whatever. And I loved that. I loved that it had this immense positive effect on people. So going back to my neurologist at the beginning of this year, who told me I had to give up singing and that it would take at least a year for me to get my speaking abilities back, I can now honestly say that, yes, when you have a brain hemorrhage, a stroke, or what have you, it depends on what kind of stroke or hemorrhage it is. But if you had one like I had, there's still hope. I've lost a few friends this year who also had a brain hemorrhage. And I tell you, life will never be the same after that one. But looking back and how I am right now, I'm just extremely blessed, and I'm extremely grateful that I was given a second, a third, a fourth chance to share my message with you and share my work. And it doesn't matter if I get famous with my work or not. I really don't care. I just want to share this, and I hope to make some other people happy. And I notice I'm getting tired because my words are getting slower, so sorry for that. But I want to thank you all for your support for the past year, and I want to thank the people who has been sticking around, my friends who have been sticking around, even though I started to change as a person, and for those who have left me because they couldn't understand what I was going through, or they couldn't handle being with me anymore because of the changes after the hemorrhage. It's okay. I mean, I forgive everybody. It doesn't really matter to me. I appreciate the moments and the times that we've shared. I've learned a lot from that. Yes, I've been feeling angry about it, but for now, I've learned. I think if there's something that I learned from this hemorrhage is that, yeah, it's okay to be angry, but holding on to that anger for too long is just suicide, energetic suicide, and I don't want to do that. So I want to take everything that I can get from the life that I have right now, because you never know how long you have, right? And I mean, I can be 100 years old with having a hemorrhage, and maybe I won't be here tomorrow anymore, but yeah, that's life. And so, yeah, thank you so much for really empowering me to become a better person, to become a better vocalist. Yeah, a year from now, I am going to be so much better. I am already so much better than a year ago. And I hope this video is inspiring you, that wherever you are, whatever you're going through at this moment, Yolanda Adams sings this so beautifully. Just find it on YouTube. She sings this too shall pass. She's a beautiful singer, and that is a song that really helped me go through the recovery the past year. So moving forward, I'm gonna continue with my rehab. I'm gonna continue doing the open mic nights, and I'm gonna continue taking steps back, which only means that I'm taking periods to rest. And these are not even step backs; these are steps forward. Sometimes I get so mad, when I don't find the words anymore. But I have to learn how to deal with not getting mad at myself. It's like starting all over again in learning how to write, how to walk. I mean, I was cooking and I let everything burn The first months after my hemorrhage, I couldn't even bake an egg anymore. Everything got just burnt. Now I can laugh about it, but then I was crying about it. Anyway, thank you so much. Once again, I can't tell you enough how grateful I am for all of your support, and I'm gonna do my very best to get back on my feet. Thank you so much once again. I'm gonna stop talking. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.